Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Evan. I'm a dumb dad.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
How you doing, pal?
I'm good, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers to you. What a week.
Mm-hmm.
It has been. It feels like we crammed 2 weeks into one.
Yeah.
It feels like we went camping a month and a half ago.
It just feels like this summer is just hitting a wall. It's like that part of the marathon. I wouldn't know. I
was like, how are you going to draw this comparison? We've never ran a marathon before.
I saw the movie Run, Fat Boy, Run with Simon Pegg, and the wall was a really important part of the plot.
Which movie?
Run, Fat Boy, Run?
Run, Fat Boy, Run.
With Simon Pegg. Remember, he runs to get his lady back? I don't think
I've seen that one. I've seen many of his other films. I don't think I've seen Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
No, yeah. Let me know.
Lots of indoor activities this summer was what we're alluding to here. So,
yeah, we went camping at the right time because, as we talked about in the last podcast, that one was, adventure filled. I mean, nonstop. And the weather kind of broke a little bit when we went there. Still warm, but it wasn't unbearable by any stretch. In the shade, it was nice. It has been 100 degrees every single day. For I think the last 5 days. What
sucks is that like having summer break going on, I don't do well out in 100 degrees. I just don't do well out there, on my own. And so for having the kids, like we're going outside, it just doesn't work. They're so tired so quickly. It sucks.
Yeah.
And we don't really have a backyard right now in the place that we're staying. So
we have a backyard.
It's all cement out there.
They're not
which
interested.
is just like an oven. Yeah, I know. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I know we've both made pretty much a conscious decision this summer to try to get out of the house between 8 and 9 probably. And then your windows until about 11:30 or so. Before it sucks to even be out here.
Yeah. We have nap time, which is a nice, I'll try to keep that theme going of time.
You keep that going as long as you possibly can.
I'm going to keep the nap going. I'll go until he's 12. If he wants to keep
he's taking a nap in the middle of the day, what a responsible young child.
Yeah. Good job, man. You recharge those batteries. I'm going to try to keep the nap thing, obviously, going as long as possible. But that's like the determining factor. So I'm like, let's get out in the morning. Let's get out the door as soon as we can. And that's not usually on them. It's usually on me. I usually wake up
as soon as you can, meaning when you finish your coffee.
When I finish my coffee. Yeah. And then, you know what? I am hungry. I'm going to have something to eat. And just kind of letting them play.
I'm so bad with that lately.
What's the earliest without an agenda, you've gotten them out the door? Like on just a day off, regular summer day?
In the last month and a half?
Yeah.
Probably 9:30 or 10. Yeah. Somewhere between there. Yeah. Probably when it's like, let's just get out of here. Again, I really would.
But they're up at 6:30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's just something about that. It's just, I can't until.
Well, to be honest, when they're in the slogging morning of I just want to eat a Z-bar and then watch something, and then because I'm still a little kid and I'm in my pajamas and it's summer, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we've been getting busier and busier. There's stuff for us to be doing, and when they're like that in the morning, it's kind of a good time to squeeze a few emails out, or I've come over here plenty of times.
It's also a good time to just kind of stare at the wall.
Yeah. But
think about your decisions.
But I will say, sometimes I like to have my coffee outside, and then one or two of the little ones will join me for a half an hour or so, just kind of walking around outside for a little bit. You kind of set the tone or the example a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's really try to because at the same time, by 10, they're my wife's get him out of here. My wife working from home, who takes a lot of meetings and phone calls with important people, is like, did you have a plan today? I get that question a lot. Do you guys have a plan today? And I think it's when she starts work at
such
6.
a nice way of,
I know.
Get the hell out of here, man.
I always think it's so funny. Well, it's just fine. It's totally fine how all that works. But, they're usually up. Well, at least my son is up before I am. He gets up snap 6 o'clock every day, how he is. But my wife starts work at 6. So he's old enough to where
company.
He's company, but he's also old enough to get up, put something on to watch and like grab a little something to eat if he wants. Like just old enough to be able to do that, which is nice.
Yeah.
But then, sometimes it's like I'm woken up by them arguing and my wife trying to keep them quiet. And then I feel kind of bad because like, I think I went a little too far.
Yeah.
It's like 7:40 or something. And like they're out there arguing and I'm woken up thinking like, oh man, I think I touched snooze on my alarm a while ago.
My oldest, and yours is too, is old enough that when I hear, and no, this works for my youngest too, but when you hear when you're woken up to the iPad or the Nintendo Switch, you go, you need to get your life together, man.
It's time for you to get going.
Yeah, it's time to move. It's funny. We have a similar thing in our house. Our house has kind of a circle situation. The kids' bedroom has 2 doors, so you can go out through the living room or the hallway, through the living room, through the kitchen, and back into their room again. So you can kind of go in a circle in the house, which has been really fun for chasing them around.
It's a donut house. You live in a donut house.
Donut house.
Yeah.
Off of one of the doors, if you, instead of go down the hallway to go around a loop, if you swing a right, you're going to head towards the office. The number of times.
Actually, you live in a queue. You live in a queue. The letter Q.
It's a lowercase b.
Where's true north?
Depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
I guess it's a Q. It's the other way. Anyway, the number of times that like he'll be right by me, show me how that, above dinosaur. What does that one do? What's its name? Blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then check my phone, turn around, whatever. And the next thing I hear is him in the office. And I'm like, come on, man. I have to chase him down. And there he is sitting next to my wife, just chatting her up. And she's great about it. She likes having visitors, but it's definitely like,
hey, listen,
all right, we got to get out of the house.
That's a professional transition right there. An example of your son doing something when you turn around for 5 seconds on our way to the dumb dad moments this week.
Do I sense a dumb dad moment coming?
I think we both kind of have one. We have got a couple, I think.
Okay. Do we need dumb dad music?
I think we do. I think we need here's the thing. I think we could up our game a little bit. We have a couple segments we like to get to. We need like an intro. We got to get Verdu on the horn here. I'm not going to call him.
Feeling
I'll probably
like
text
electric guitar. I don't know.
Okay.
Guys, what kind of dumb dad moment jingle?
No, we're just going to unleash it. Oh, we're just going to unleash it.
We're just going to unleash it?
We're just going to unleash it.
All right, tell us what your ideas are.
So, my daughter turned 4.
Yeah, congratulations.
This week.
You don't
have no longer have any little kids.
You have no little kids.
No more
left.
little kids.
That's a reference to Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson.
I made fun of him in a video.
He released this. It's like a video he released on social media. That's like, you don't have your kids are little until they're 4, and then you don't have little kids anymore. And the way he's portrays it is like,
spoken like a traveling dad who never sees his kid.
Yeah, and but I will say, to a certain extent, he's right, and that like that feeling of when you're like, now this didn't. My daughter turned 4, and this happened before she turned 4, but there was a moment there, probably 6 months ago or something, where I was helping her get dressed for the day, and I put her foot in her shoe, but for some reason that morning it struck me like, you're not a baby anymore. And then that feeling hit of like, I don't have babies anymore. There's no like little cutesy little very fragile little babies around me anymore that are mine. Now I have like children who have opinions and are assholes most of the time.
Yeah, I guess I hated that post that he made, or that little speech he gave, because it's just to make people feel bad about being parents.
If you're not being aware of it every moment of the waking second between 0 and 4,
and also,
then you're a piece of garbage. It's like how he's wording it.
He's also like wording it like as a person who's like chased his own career, which is fine. He's also wording it like you're a bad parent if you're not paying attention the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's lame.
And again, but that's why I think, he's got a point, which is that, at some point you're going to realize they're not little babies anymore. They're not like little cute kids anymore. But now she's 4, and now we went swimming, and we had a little birthday party for her. And I guess maybe it's not so much of a dumb dad moment as more of like a realization, because we both kind of got affected by this week, which is crazy. I don't know how to explain this. We rented a backyard. Does it make sense? It doesn't, because I was still confused by it. But like Airbnb or Vrbo or whatever, these places where you can like rent somebody's house.
Yep.
you can rent somebody's like pool. I guess you could rent somebody's like pool for like a party.
You rent the pool.
So my wife figured this out. Brilliant. Was like, what a fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it was a small little get together with a couple friends, families. And, but yeah, so my daughter, it's been a while since we were in a pool. Since we used to hit up the Y for swim lessons. But both my kids were very excited to jump in the pool and get after it. I mean, I know you guys go to your
we go to my parents a lot. They do have a pool, so
and your kids are all about it.
All about it.
My daughter was hilarious. She's so business, man. I mean, when she's excited about something, the last thing she wants is for you to know about it.
Yeah.
She's like straight faced. Like, it's the happier or more joyful something is to her, the more like
stoic she looks.
Stoic, and I don't want to let anybody know how much this, turns me on, how much I love this moment. And so she jumps in the pool with her. We put a vest on her, and
quiet.
She had a pool.
She's just quiet
and quiet about it. Yeah, and just very quiet. Again, especially when it comes to that kind of thing, she's like super mouse about it.
She has the mentality of like, all right, let's get through. Like visually looking at her, you're like, all right, she just wants to get through this and move on to the next thing.
But really, she's having is probably overwhelmed with how fun or how good it feels to be doing whatever she's doing. So she's in the pool with her noodle and her vest, and she's swimming a bit. She's basically just swimming around the corner of the shallow end, back and forth, but like forcing a non-smile. And because like if you're getting in, we're in there with her looking at, are you having a good time? Are you swimming? She's just like, like pursing her lips so hard.
I'm so curious what that is with your daughter.
So funny.
She doesn't like you to know that she's happy.
Yeah. So we go back to. So I think at one point, what are we doing? Having snacks? We're getting lunch ready, something. Mm-hmm. And we turn around and where she was over with my son and hit one of his friends over like in the it was like 2.5 feet where you could stand. But she was kind of swimming around the corner back and forth a bunch of times. At one point, she decided to swim around the corner, but she was done with the vest.
Her swim vest.
Just removed the swim vest.
Yeah, the floaty swim vest.
And I turn around at the same time. Grandma turns around and we're looking at her and she's just like vestless, trying to get to the edge. She's probably like 2 feet from the edge, struggling. And before I could, it's like maybe the parenting moment where like before I even question like, why aren't you wearing your vest? I'm already in the water.
Yeah.
I jump in, grab her, like bring her over to the edge. And she was fine. She was just like sputtering for a second. Her probably mouth and nose went underwater for a second, but it's like, what a crazy reminder. Like you cannot turn your back for like 1 second, I guess. And the reason I say that is because as soon as you think, and like I read something I shared with my wife this week, and this has a little bit more to do with like maybe like a park or like a big place, make it like a big place. But it's like I wish I remembered who posted it, but it was. And my apologies for not remembering, but like they said, like I do this thing with my spouse where I say, I have this person. And the person says, I have this person, meaning you don't have to worry about this 3-year-old. I have the 3-year-old. And then you're confirming you don't have to worry about the 5-year-old. I have the 5-year-old. And then as cheesy as it is, if it's a tag team thing, like now I have both of the children. That means until I speak to you again, I have the 2 children or whatever. And like that to me is like, it's such a simple thing, but the reminder of like, because we caught her, I jumped in, grabbed her. She was scared more than anything. Nothing happened.
Right.
She was just a little bit like shaken up. So we got out of the pool. We had a snack. We went back in the pool. It wasn't even scary enough to where she was like avoiding water again, which we're thinking like, oh man, let's make sure she gets back in. But anyway, it's just one of those things, like it's such a crazy reminder sometimes. And sometimes people are on the wrong end of that reminder of how close it can be of assuming things are good. When you're all having fun and you're just going to grab a handful of chips and chat with your friend for 30 seconds, that's long enough to have your kid go, I'm done with this vest.
Yeah. When I worked at the bar, one of the bartenders I worked with has children. And he had told me that he had did that before I think maybe right after my daughter was born, very young. He told me that's what him and his wife do. You got them, I got them, whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really smart. And it is. Not practical after a while. Because just after a while, it's just one of those things. Yeah, you got them. They only need a second. And they will constantly remind you of that. It's one of those things you got to remind yourselves and check in on that.
I don't think it's not. I disagree. I don't think it's not practical. I just think it's like another tool you can use to try to confirm.
Sure.
At least somebody's watching the kids.
Sure. I guess I just mean when you're in the like it's all things parenting is all repetition and monotony. So yes, if that becomes your everyday, if you do that every single day, every time you're in a situation, then yeah, you're fine. But it's like one of those things with parenting, so many things you slip up on everything as a parent where you just forget to do this, that, you clean out the diaper bag and you're just like, oh, that's still in there. Like, it's just like, yeah, you have your routines, but parenting is so much like repetition.
Yeah.
That stuff is going to happen. I guess the point is don't beat yourself up if that doesn't happen. This is the first time that you have had a dumb dad moment. That matches my dumb dad moment.
Yeah, we had sort of the same dumb dad moment.
So
it's wild.
I was at Henley's, your daughter's birthday party.
Yep.
And with my kids. My son is wearing floaties as well.
To be clear, we didn't invite Kevin. We invited his kids, and there was a +1, assuming they would bring his wife, and they brought Kevin.
You just
which is fine.
You just get a third phone. Honestly, when you do a family plan, they're pretty inexpensive. You put them in a friend's car, find my iPhone. You can find them anywhere. It's so easy. So easy. Just give them, oh, you forgot this in a bag, this Tupperware, and just make sure you've just sewn the phone into the fabric of the bag. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard.
Loopholes everywhere you look.
Loopholes everywhere. The loopholes are where actually the stitching is the weakest, and you can kind of just cut them.
It's like a suit jacket where you.
That's where
it is a pocket, but it
is a pocket.
Not until you make it a pocket.
So our kids were playing. No incident at your daughter's birthday party, but we had, and then we went home. My son napped because he was just in like 90-degree sun and swimming, so he was tired and he's
our kids
napping.
were wrecked.
My daughter went home. She plays games, whatever. We wake up. My son wakes up. All right, we actually had another birthday party to go to, another pool party to go to.
Oh man,
which was like, let's go.
What a wild Saturday!
Wild Saturday. And the kids were just happy. It was another pool at a friend's house. And they were having a great time. All went well. A wildly deep pool. They had told us that, like, the house is, older. The pool's older. So, like, there's rules now about how deep a pool can be built. It's not like theirs isn't breaking any rules. It's just like, from now on, it can't be this any deeper than this. This one was deep. Because I was like, wow. When I was like at the deep end, I went down and I was like, yeah, this is like 9 feet probably. Anyway.
That's so funny. I mean, I wouldn't know that there's like some limitation to how deep a pool can. Well, when you're in a drought in California, it's like you can let's we can't be hoarding water in your backyard.
Hopefully that's the reason, because I was like, well, who cares? Like, I
think the shallow pool would cause more injury, but
I know.
Who knows? The deeper it is, the better your float. What are we talking about here?
So anyway, with that in mind, they're playing. We're having a great time. Everything's going swimmingly.
Oh, there it is. Thanks again for joining us on the podcast this week. Well,
that's your dad joke for the day. And then anyway, so we're about to leave, and my kids have been in a pool for, I don't know, at least like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. Maybe 6 hours all day, like all told. You know what I mean?
And somewhat regulars. You don't own a pool, but you go to your parents every couple of months, and they swim for like 3 days straight. So your kids are fairly comfortable in the pool, yeah?
My daughter's very comfortable. We keep an eye on her still, but it's not like my son where we're like following him and keeping an eye on him.
Right. Your daughter can be playing in the pool while you're relaxing outside the pool.
Yes.
Right. Your son, and we don't let him get away from us for 6 feet.
I don't trust
on flat land.
Yeah, I mean, he feels earthquakes miles away because he'll just stand and fall over and then cry. He's a special breed.
He's a special breed. I love him so much.
Anyway, he does great in the water. And when I was like, all right, guys, it's time to leave, they were both like, you're at a pool. We got to leave. There's a good chance this isn't going to go well. Like, the kids are going to lose it.
You're having fun? It's time to leave.
Yeah, the kids were.
That's how kids see it.
Both kids were like, okay, like, let's get out of here. This is a little too much. So my daughter's, she's getting ready. My son, I was like, I got out of the water first, and I was like, come on, bud, let's get out of the water.
We've had it long enough.
And he goes, Okay.
Yeah.
I pick him up, pull him out of the water, and he's like, I'm cold. And I was like, let me get you a towel. Let's take your floaties off first. Take your floaties off. I walk over to the towels. I turn around. He's in the pool. But like, he got in the pool like Jason Bourne, like just stealthy as all get out. Just like,
Yeah.
I turn around, saw him in the pool, and I think you kind of alluded to this when your daughter was in. It was like, it felt like a full minute of me staring at him. Certainly wasn't, and I want to be
probably
clear.
less than 3 seconds, I'm guessing.
I think it was less than. It was less than a second.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's when you say like it was like in slow motion, because I remember thinking all these things, and they were like, you just jumped in the pool. You know, like everyone else's reaction is like you.
I would say it was like a half of a second of me staring at him, and the thought process went, my son's in the pool, but he shouldn't be in the pool. I took off his floaties. He's not wearing floaties. His head is underwater. I should go get him. Like all of that in like a half a second.
Yeah.
I am. In the time that I had gotten out, I had toweled off. So I guess it was a little bit longer than that. I had toweled off, put on a shirt, put on shoes, turned around. There he is in the water.
Right.
And I remember I said his name out, Jude, and then went for him. Like it was like one of those things.
What are you doing in there?
Come on, buddy. Let's quit goofing around. And I jumped in after him. And again, such a deep pool. Because when you jump in to get somebody, you're not super focused on like form or whatever. And I just sunk like a stone, but grabbed him as I did. And thank God I'm as tall as I am, because I'm pushing up on him as hard as I can to keep his head above water, and also trying to reach the bottom so I can reverse the momentum that I'm using.
Your problem is you jumping in with your hands tucked into your hips, like you're trying to minimize your splash. You got to go in kicking, so you're treading before you go in the water. It
was shoes. It was a whole situation. I got back up pretty fast. And then I successfully, as soon as I was going in, I was pulling him out and was able to keep that momentum. And yeah, got him out. Same situation. We didn't have to, it was scary, but we didn't have to, whack him on the back to get any water out.
Right.
He didn't throw up any water. He coughed some, but it wasn't like, oh, this is bad. Are you okay? Are you okay? It was like he came up and did the thing the kids do of like,
yeah, like, hey, that's how swimming is difficult.
Yeah, and then started crying. I was super scared. So we took him home, and everything was fine. It was a dumb dad moment of turning our back on him. Now he was doing some burping for the rest of the evening.
Okay.
And
a little bit of heartburn.
That wasn't great.
Yeah. Had some spicy tacos at the party.
So you swallowed quite a bit of water, and then he coughed a little bit here and there, and I contacted my mom. Guys, it doesn't matter how old you are, call your mom. In general,
especially if your mom is a nurse, like your mom is like.
Mom's a nurse. Well, also your mom, you did something stupid when you were a kid, and your mom had to figure it out as well. But it helps if she's a nurse like mine is. But your mom's gonna know.
The point is, if you do something stupid or you feel that maybe you're questioning whether or not you should go to the doctor, call Kevin's mom.
Mm-hmm. Your wife's done that.
Well, yeah. My wife listens
She's
to you. It's a good advice.
Happy to do it, and my mom is happy to answer. So
well, she's about to be, because she's going to get a lot of phone calls once we post that number.
Her number is 555
2424.
And so I called my mom, and the funny thing about talking, and I know my mom listens, and I do love you and appreciate you, and it's just funny, she's just got that Boston nurse like, well, yeah, it could be bad.
She takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah She's 100% like, you calling me for fun, or are you on another?
So you're not calling your mom?
Yeah. No, I'm calling a nurse.
You're calling a nurse.
Calling Nurse Kate. And she was like, well, take him to urgent care. Like, this is the next morning.
Right.
After we were like, oh, he's still kind of coughing a little bit, a little upset. And she was like, just take him to urgent care. Like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. Go to urgent care.
Which is against your usual policy. You wait until the morning when your kid says, can you please take me to the emergency room?
So he wasn't saying it. I was like, articulate yourself.
Use your words.
Use your words, man. I'm not going to do this for you. And the point is, I need someone to tell me to take someone to urgent care. I can't make that decision for myself.
That's too big of a decision.
Because we looked up stuff like dry drowning, which is like super scary. There's no like.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to look up stuff on the internet. See, my anxiety, like if I go, because I'll go look up something online, I'll just find the scariest thing and be like, that's it. Cancer in the finger again.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch finger cancer. Is not great.
Yeah, so I can't. Yeah, my wife looks stuff up for me because I'll just find the scariest thing and then probably find a reason to believe that might be the best case scenario of what I have going on.
Well, that's the thing. So dry drowning, there's a lot of back and forth on it, and like some people are like, and some people are like, well, it's misunderstood, and some people are like, it's not accurate, and then some people are like, it's 100% real. So it's one of those things like, that's why we were kind of waffling on this.
And if there's any place you can look for true facts hosted by all kinds of different people with their opinions, it's the internet.
It's the internet, especially chat rooms with faceless, nameless people. I mean, they'll help you out.
Private accounts, one post only.
If you see a gray circle with a grayer silhouette, you can trust that person. Trust them.
I chose not to edit my avatar, but here's a strong opinion.
Yeah. Believe me, I know this stuff. I'm a computer expert. What?
I'm a forum expert is really what I...
So, my mom was like, well, he could get pneumonia or bacterial infection. We were like, all right, we're going to go. That's a great...
Didn't even hang up the phone. Just left the phone there, hung up, and see it. Bye.
So we went to urgent care, and we get there, and this is one of those situations where I'm watching the nurse practitioner as I'm explaining to her what happened. Here's what happened.
Uh-huh.
Here's what happened yesterday. He went under. We didn't have to do any kind of emergency like CPR or anything like that.
Right.
But, he's kind of been burping, coughing, and I just kind of want to rule out pneumonia or bacterial infection. She goes, well, that'd be pretty fast for that to happen. And I went, no.
Well, my mom's a nurse, and I'll tell you something else. She told me.
This is one of those moments where I was like, do you have bad bedside manner? Or are you not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? I said I wanted to rule them out. I didn't say, pretty sure he has pneumonia. I want to nib it at the bud. Like, in case you hear anything, like water in his lungs, which I didn't have a stethoscope.
That's your first mistake, Kevin. You don't have a stethoscope. Your mom probably gives you the employee discount.
That's not how it works.
I doubt that it is.
It's not what? I'd have to go to her hospital? How does that work?
I don't know, man. You're the one with the hookup.
She doesn't sell medical supplies. You're thinking she works at a medical department store.
Your mom wants to make some side money.
Selling stethoscopes out of the back of her car.
Hot stethoscopes.
They've been in the back of her car, and she lives in the desert. Don't put them on.
They're
now.
hot either
Just trust
way.
me, they work.
They're hot either way.
Don't blow on them before you put them on somebody's chest. They're plenty hot. Dip them in a cup of water first. But it was just one of those things. I was like, and it was funny. We had this back and forth where I was like, really was like, do you have bad bedside manner, or am I not explaining myself well? And I felt like I was. And we were at this back and forth till eventually she listened to my son's lungs, and she was like, yeah, I don't hear anything. He sounds as good. His oxygen level's good. He's fine. You really don't need to worry about.
I could hear your paranoia through my stethoscope,
and I literally just went, "Hey, I'm just trying to rule it out." And I think the second I said that, her demeanor changed, and she was just like, "Absolutely, I completely understand." Because the whole time she was just like, "How dumb are you?
Yeah.
This boy's running down the halls. He's not sick." And I was like, "I know. I just want you to listen and go, oh, it's a little bit rattly in those lungs. I think there's
a Lego
something
he
in there."
swallowed. Here's the thing. She's putting you in, and something this happens, you're in a lose-lose situation. You brought him in there. She's like, what are you doing here?
Right.
And then you don't bring him in, and you bring him in. And it's like, see, the water's coming out of his mouth as he breathes. And she's like, what are you doing here so late? You should have come here 3 days ago. So I could have told you, what are you doing here?
When the dads walk in to any kind of emergency room situation, they're like, what did that idiot do?
Yeah.
And listen,
is this your dumb dad moment from last week, or is this today's?
I listened to the pod. I'm not caught up. What am I missing here? Should I wait until Tuesday?
Is this from camping?
I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for following. You know, we have, what's wrong with your child?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, God, where is he? So, yeah, we both had the same dumb dad moment at different times. Your daughter decided, I don't want to wear this swim vest anymore. And unzipped it and then just tried it. Went, this was a poor decision.
Yeah.
And my son
I needed
was
that.
like, let's get out of here. I'm tired. And I took his vest off and he went, great. You know what, though? I'd love to get one last dip in.
While my dad's over there figuring out which left shoe to put on his right foot, let me take another dip.
Oh, this was also a bad idea.
Oh, I've made a poor decision. Boy, this pool's really deep.
Do you want to hear a semi kind of a potential dumb dad moment?
Yeah, sure.
Off of that.
Oh, yeah.
So you came over in the morning. We got some work done, and then I took him to urgent care because that's when we were like, we can't tell.
Let's rule it out.
Let's rule it out.
Yeah.
Peace of mind. Don't regret it.
Yeah. Let's go get yelled at by a nurse. Let's do.
10
I'd
out of
love
10.
to get yelled at by a nurse. I'm done with my coffee. I'd love to have a nurse look at me like I'm a stupid idiot.
I'd rather have peace of mind and get yelled at. I mean, that was my high school experience.
100% all day long. I'd rather feel dumb and safe at the same time.
Anyway, we went to urgent care, clean bill of health. He's fine. Go back. And we had plans to go to the beach. We get back and my wife's like, should we still go? And I was like, let's go. So
let's go to active water.
Let's go to active water. So we packed up everything, did a great job. And it was nice. It was like a potential dumb dad moment because it was one of those things like we get there and my son like loses it because he's got trauma from less than 24 hours ago. This is a dumb dad moment on top of a dumb dad moment. But we got there and I mean I'm pulling him out of the water because he just keeps running back in like a dog fighting the waves, which was a nice ending piece of mind. I was like, all right, he's fine. He's good. That didn't mess him up. He was good. He was having fun laughing in the waves. So it was a nice ending to the whole situation.
Speaking of having fun laughing the waves, I'll go back to my daughter's party and kind of close with what her attitude about having fun. The funniest thing. Oh, okay. Also, I'll squeeze this in. Other potential dumb dad moment. This is how my daughter is. This is how like a lot of 3-4 year olds. I think
I know where this is going.
There's a couple of them. I know you know where they are. The whole time when we're planning this party, we're thinking like we're going to go to this pool. We showed my daughter we're going to go play in this pool for your birthday. What do you want do you want a birthday cake? What kind of birthday cake do you want? She's like, I don't want cake. She tells my wife, I don't want cake. I want popsicles. We're like, great. We'll do popsicles for your birthday. That'll be fun. And this is like 2 weeks in a row, right? 2 weeks, popsicles for my birthday. So we go there. We go to the store the day before to grab a couple paper plates, situation, some fruit, veggie tray, stuff like that for the party. And when we're there, we're like, I think we're realizing, we're going to somebody else's backyard. We're bringing a cooler for drinks and whatnot, but I don't really know how we're going to bring popsicles to the situation.
Sure.
Like, how are we going to keep these frozen, So we ask her, what else do you want? I want cookies. Like, great. So we get her a tray of cookies she can bring for her birthday, And so we wake up the next morning and she tells my wife, I want a unicorn cake for my birthday party today. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. Her party's at 10.
So this is what I would call, this is where I would insert your dumb dad moment.
Well, there's a couple here in a string of situations. Listening to her?
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, like, couldn't you agree that she wants a birthday cake for 2 weeks and then freaks out and doesn't want us to bring it? I mean, that's the same thing, right? She wants popsicles for her birthday. Great.
Yeah. But then
we're not going to get a cake.
Yeah, but
then you want a cake the morning of?
Yeah, then I say no.
Oh, on your little girl's birthday, you're going to... Oh, wow. Well, good luck with that therapy. That's going to be more expensive therapy than mine's going to be.
Oh, no. Teach them to, hey, stick to your guns. This is why we asked you multiple times. Sorry, day of.
Can't
I don't
you
have
comprehend
time.
that, you 4-year-old person?
No. I think they said it that many times. I stand by it.
So whatever. We went to my wife goes to the grocery store 3 minutes away, and she sends me 3 pictures like, these are the 3 cakes. It's nowhere. This is the option. One of them's manager special. Which one do you want?
Did you get the manager special?
I don't remember. The one that we looked like somebody shook it to see if there was anything rattling inside. Mm-hmm. I know that. so we adapt quickly, right?
Yeah.
Bring in the cake. Whatever. It's your birthday. We got you a cake. You know, we're on their way there. 2 following dumb dad moments. So specifically, we were loading the car, right? Mm-hmm. We're like loading the car. We have a cooler in the car. We have a tub of like some of the stuff we're bringing, like towels, some of the plates, stuff like that in the tub. And for a brief moment, I'm setting the vegetable tray and the fruit tray on top of the cooler to put some other stuff in there. And my wife's like, here, let's put this on top of the tub. It's got like a lip. So like, like a storage tub. It's got like this lip. And she's like, they can sit there and they can slide around. They won't fall.
Right.
Perfect. Good idea. Put the rest of the stuff in there, load the kids, we're off. First turn I take out of the driveway, dump the vegetable tray in the back. It's upside down, ranches everywhere.
In the car?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. How's that smelling in this heat?
So we pull over. And my wife's like using an entire pack of boogie wipes to wipe ranch.
Because you got to get that all, because that car's going to cook. We're in the valley.
No. Ranch and veggies and stuff all over. So that's why there was no veggie tray at the party. Second of all,
I was going to write a review. So,
second of all, because we get there and we're ill prepared for cake because we were not informed until last second that like there's going to be a cake there. Yes, of course there's going to be a cake. We show up. There's the fruit tray, some chips. That's fun, and the cake, and plates. Mm-hmm. Nothing to serve or eat the cake with.
Not great.
Not great. So the pivot was only about a half pivot because so we use the cups to like, you've seen this trick before where you just take a cup, like a paper cup, and like stamp out your section of cake and twist it so you have like a couple of cake, which is great if you also have something to eat it with, which we did not. So we just told the kids, look, just go nuts. Use your hands. Just use your hands. Who cares?
Do not wash yourself in the rented pool.
Right. Luckily, it was a very nice setup, and there was a little bathroom on the side, so the kids could go wash on their hands before and after shoveling cake in their mouths. But man, what a hilarious dumb dad parenting moment situation. Mm-hmm. Dumped the veggie tray, didn't bring forks or knives for the cake.
You forgot the last one.
What was it? I'm forgetting. I had a bunch of them, I feel like.
So, your daughter said she wanted popsicles for weeks, and then on the day of, she said she wanted cake, so you got her a cake. Right. Time to serve the cake, and
doesn't want to have anything.
She doesn't want any cake.
I forget. That's the funniest thing about her. With the no fun thing, we start to serve the cake, and then everyone's like about to sing happy birthday, and we say it's time to sing happy birthday, and she goes no, and we go, do you want us? Can we sing you happy birthday? No. No, don't do it. I don't want it. Great. Would you like some cake? No. I mean, what a boss move. If I could pull that off with confidence, I think I'd be a lot further along in life. I can't do that in like at the risk of making somebody upset.
To be fair, 30% of people who have happy birthday sung to them in a restaurant enjoy it. So she's not totally wrong.
We went out to dinner for her birthday last night. I asked her, would you like me to have the people come over and bring you a cake and sing happy birthday? No.
Great.
In the restaurant.
Great. The servers appreciate you because there's nothing worse. As a server, and I have been a server, I've had to do this. Where they're like, hey, can you go over here and
happy birthday on this your special day.
Mm-hmm. No.
Kevin, we wanted to make sure you're okay with your place of employment here. We noticed like the last couple times you were kind of half singing and barely clapping. And it's really not about you in the moment. It's about the customer and their special birthday that they probably lied to get the free cake to receive. Okay.
It said baritone on your resume, and I'm just not hearing it.
It's just that you only have 37 pieces of flair on
I wrote
your vest.
Bartender. It was a typo. I didn't write baritone.
If you want me to wear more flair, just write that you want me to wear more. Anyway, it's hilarious. Don't sing me happy birthday, and I don't want any of the cake that I forced you to run out and get. What a boss move.
She knows what she wants, and she doesn't want you to have it.
I really respect her for it.
So that is That is our weekly roundup.
That's the recap. You know, we missed a bunch of stuff too. I guarantee we missed a bunch of stuff. It just felt like what a wild week. But those are the key moments, I think.
Those are the key moments. Those are our dumb dad moments. If you guys have a dumb dad or dumb mom moment, write into us. Let us know your stories. We read one recently. We're going to read one next week. You guys can write into us, dumbdadpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram @dumbdadpod, which is also our handles on TikTok and Twitter. We're the Dumb Dads. On YouTube, where you can watch these videos, the podcast itself, and longer form videos that we make exclusively for YouTube. So check all that stuff out. Review this podcast if you guys haven't done it. It helps us out so much if you rate and review on Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much. Thanks at Verdue for the songs, the beats, everything.
And we're going to get after you for, we got some segment. We're going to
maybe Dumb Dad.
Yeah, Dumb Dad segment.
Transition.
Maybe a user submission moment.
Oh, see?
Well, see, now we're opening our brains up, thinking outside the bun.
And thank you as always to my wife, Annie, for editing this podcast. Evan, do you have a dad joke to get us
I got one for you. What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
Trick question. They didn't live that long.
Correct. Scurvy. He said, "Aye, matey."
Aye, matey.
Yeah. He just declares it, really. They all hope to get there someday.
That's disappointing because he must have been like, everybody's like, yes, go on. I'm 80. Yeah, I'm 80 what? Yes, what?
Yeah, what? What are you saying? I'm so old and senile. Just push him off the plane. Get him out of here.
God, it's like 2 peg legs. How's he even walking? Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?